The world's leading scientists regularly convene to review the latest science and provide projections of future conditions. The Southeast Florida Unified Sea Level Rise Projection is based on the guidance provided by the publications of the scientific community, as well as the consensus of a local work group of academic experts and federal and local government staff. The key documents referenced for the Unified Sea Level Rise Projection include the last Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change update from 2013, the 2018 National Climate Assessment, and the 2019 Ipcc paper on oceans. The Ipcc Fifth Assessment Report includes modeled projections of global emissions and sea level rise. The 2018 National Climate Assessment provides regional projections of sea level rise and climate impacts. The 2019 Ipcc Summary Paper on Oceans provides new estimates of sea level rise based on observations, but not new modeling yet. The Unified Sea Level Rise Projection is shown before you. It includes 4 curves and highlights the 20-year planning horizon at 2040 and the 50-year infrastructure lifespan horizon at 2070. If a brand new building is built, it is assumed to last about 50 years before the materials need to be replaced or the building is at risk of failure. The projections start from mean sea level in year 2000. However, on this graph, you'll see that we have plotted the observed data averaged over 5-year intervals from 1992 to 2017, since we had that data available. So although the projections, these curves, actually start in 2000, you don't actually see them on the graph until 2020. These are regional projections for Southeast Florida. These are not global sea level rise projections, and that was an improvement over previous iterations. Starting at the bottom, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, median curve is the lowest curve of the Unified Sea Level Rise Projection. The IPCC models a range of emissions pathways or scenarios to represent how many emissions society will release over time. Based on these different emissions pathways, sea level rise curves are derived. Simply, more concentrated emissions correlates to greater sea level rise. The IPCC median curve is based on the average of all of the sea level rise curves produced for the representative concentration pathway 8.5, the pathway that assumes we do not make global reductions in greenhouse gas emissions and continue our lifestyles as usual. This curve was slightly modified for Southeast Florida based on regional processes. The next curve, moving up, is the Noaa Intermediate High Curve, followed by the Noaa High Curve and the Noaa Extreme Curve. In the next few slides, we'll talk about how to apply these curves, but I want to note that the recommendation is not to apply the Noaa Extreme Curve at the very top. That curve is to encourage discussion about the importance of reducing emissions so that we do not actually realize this level of sea level rise. As you can see, it's over 10 feet of sea level rise, which would mean drastic changes for our community. So we need to reduce greenhouse gas emissions so that we don't actually see this level of sea level rise, but it's useful to see what the upper bound of potential sea level rise is based on the existing models.